What is up, guys? It is the Windy City Gamer coming to you with a kind of a different video. Um, like I said on my Twitter, if you guys haven't checked that out, too, Windy City Gamer 3. Couldn't have the original, so I had to add a fucking number. But yeah, check that out. I made a Twitter for my YouTube page. I said on my Twitter that apologizing for not posting a video over the weekend, and I said that a cat video was going to come out tonight, but I didn't have enough footage to make a montage out of it. So I thought since the new champ came out today, I thought it was coming out Tuesday, it came out today, Monday. So I thought, hey, might as well do a first impression video, kind of give my input on the new champion, kind of a different video, kind of more relaxed. You guys might think it's boring, but I just wanted to get this out. And towards the end, I'm gonna let you guys fill you guys in on stuff, like what's gonna be happening over this time. And before we get started with me giving the first impression, this is my take on the new champion, how I like to play him, where I like to play him. So, like, I will take your comments saying, oh, you're doing this wrong, because that will help me, but just keep in mind this is my impression of him. So just to start him off, where I like to play him, I like to play him in mid. I've only been able to play one actual 5v5s game because since he's new, everyone's picking him or banning him, so I got lucky with this game. And this is my very first game, like an actual 5v5 game with him, so I'm sorry that it's shitty gameplay, but I thought since this is going to be a first impression of the champ, might as well have in the background my first game as him. But he's pretty good. I'm hoping to get a couple videos out with him, but I like to play him in the mid lane. I feel like he would be a lot more useful in the mid lane than, well, he would be. He does make a good AD carry, and I'll get into that more after I'm done talking about him a little bit. But me personally, mid lane seems like a good place for him because he just is very versatile, and his abilities make him hard to gank. And since there's two areas to gank from the jungle, with his abilities, it's really easy to counter that. And he has a lot of range and a high input of damage, or output of damage, my bad, with his passive and everything. So I feel like you could destroy some AP carries in the mid lane. Like this game I played Yasuo, though, it's kind of a bad counter, or kind of a bad matchup for me, but in the laning phase I kind of beat him, and then I kind of get I kind of get cocky, and then we start losing, but my whole team was doing bad, we're all losing. But yeah, let's just get into it. Let's talk about his abilities. His passive. I love his passive. There's a lot of aspects of his passive, though. It's kind of fucking ridiculous. Like his force shot, or he has the 4-shot shit, where at the end he has to reload, which kind of, the reload does kind of suck. It's kind of slow. But his passive, it's that 4th shot does a 200% crit, I think. Well, it's definitely a crit. I think I might be confusing that with his passive. But yeah, that 4th shot is a crit. It does a percentage of his health too, which is very, very strong. Let me pull it up. It doesn't say. But yeah, that's just like one of 3 parts of his passive. It is very strong. The second part of his passive is when somebody dies, or when you kill somebody, they drop what I call a flower bomb. I come to call it that because it literally, when it, like, you put it on the ground, it looks like a little sprout, and when somebody steps on it, it forms into a flower and shit. And then his passive is when he kills somebody, the enemy champion drops it, and then after a second or two, it explodes and does a lot of damage. Just an instinct instinct. Yeah, I can English very well. Just an example of where that comes in very helpful. A game before I played this one, I was playing as Morgana mid, and we were destroying the whole game, and then towards the end, it started leaning towards the other team, and they were at our 3rd tier mid tower, and they killed there was 3 of us left defending it against their whole team, or 4 of them, I think, and, he got a kill on our jungler, and I was standing right next to my support, and we were walking over to tower to stop them, but as soon as the jungler died, we stepped over the flower, or like a half a second after, So before we could even react, it blew up and both of us died. So that's where it comes in very strong. Very like team fights are gonna be can turn just because of his passive if he gets a kill. And then the third part of his passive is if you or an enemy teammate injures or like hurt or attacks an enemy with an ability or basic attack, it kind of marks them, and then if you hit them with your W, it stuns them, which is very, very strong, especially if you're playing with the AD carry, or as an AD carry, because not many AD carries have stuns, and that could be very helpful. And you can, or I'll get into what I was going to say next once I get more in depth about his abilities. But what I do to, or what first ability I max is my Q, and what the Q does is it bounces around, does a lot of damage. Very easy to farm, which would be very helpful as an AD carry, but like I said, I like playing in mid. And it still makes it very easy to farm, and I max that first because it gets a lot of damage if you get kills or a high farm rate, and get a lot of gold, and the stronger you get, it just starts to demolish people, and it bounces to 4 targets, like I said. And towards the end of the game, it's really helpful. Like if it's a 5-on-5 and there's no minions around, you put it in there, pops over 4 of them, and does a lot of damage to 4 out of the 5 people. That's pretty much all his Q does. His W is a long-range single shot, and it fucking travels through minions and hits the first champion. Like, if it was like Ezreal's Q, where it hits the first thing it hits, it goes away, but this thing does damage to the minions, doesn't lose damage at all as it's traveling through them, like a lot of shit like that does, and it hits the first champion it makes contact with. And like I said, with his passive, if he's marked, it stuns them, and it's very good to time that perfectly. And his his E is that fucking flower bomb. He can place it down, which like in the mid lane, very hard to gank because you could stack up to like 3 or 4 of them. I mean, you're only able to hold 2, but they stay there for a while. And if you place them in those bushes by river, it gives you vision. And if the enemy jungler steps over it, it slows them down. So it makes Jhin very hard to gank in the fucking mid lane, which is why another reason why I really like him in the mid. And if you can get that W off as soon as they step on the flower, it stuns them on the flower, and after that second, it explodes and does a lot of damage, which is why I like to max my E second, because the way I use the W is I don't really use it as a damage ability. I use it more for a stun, because I feel like with the Q and the E doing a lot of damage, mixed in with that stun, it does a lot more than maxing out the W and then E. And then his ultimate, this fucking ultimate, guys, is the reason, like the main reason why I wanted to get this champ. He turns into a fucking sniper that can shoot so fucking far, 4 deadly shots. If you make contact with that first shot, it makes it it's very easier to use because it slows them, and hitting that first shot is very key when you're using it. And then, like his passive, it has 4 shots, and then the last shot does a 200% damage crit, so it's like an infinity edge. And sometimes, like you'll see in this video, what I like to do is if I see all the champions on the other enemy team attacking a tower with a bunch of minions and it's about to go down, or like they're really whacking away at it, I pull out my ult, and I don't really focus the champions. I just get as much minions as I can while trying to hit the champions, so it makes them scatter and flee and run away from tower. I do it a couple times in this video, but they still get the tower eventually. But it just kind of wastes the time, pushes them back a little bit, but yeah, it makes it like in the bot lane if you're trying to secure a kill, because I know a lot of times when I play AD carry, supports or the other AD carriers or even junglers that gank me can get away with like no HP. So this thing, it's just fucking awesome. I love it. It's It's so fun to use. As soon as you pull it out, people are like, "Oh shit, let's start serpentine pattern, run away," and it burns a lot of people's flash. If you're like, "Oh shit," and so sometimes I use it to just get rid of people's flashes. If I know I can't get the kill, I'll just try to get rid of the flash, make them think that I'm gonna kill them. So then my jungler can come in and gank after they go back. But yeah, let's. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the masteries and build that I do. My masteries are an 18-12, 18 in veracity, 12 in cunning, and my keystone is Warlord's Bloodlust because this guy crits like a motherfucker. And I see some people using Thunderlord's Decree because if he can get that third attack in with his fourth shot on his passive, it does hella damage. But I feel like since people are going to be focusing you a lot mainly because he's a new champion right now and he does a lot of damage. I mean, later down the line it'll be like an average 80 carry where, oh, let's get rid of the fucking 80 carry so everyone jump on him. So that healing effect, because like I said with his passive, critical chances increase your attack damage, so I like to build a lot of crit on him, get 100% or like 90%, and so you get crits almost every shot, and then you get healed from that, and you also get that attack speed bonus. Now his build, let's pull it up. What I usually start with is the Infinity Edge, because like I said, he crits like a motherfucker, and getting that insane amount of damage every time you crit from the Infinity Edge is just so good, and plus, just building into it, you get the BF sword, the pickaxe, that's straight sorry about that. That's straight raw damage. And then getting the critical chance also increases damage while increasing your crit chance, which the way I play him increases the use of the keystone. So it's just the main item. I rush build that shit right away. And then what I usually like to do is get that rapid fire cannon or whatever the fuck it's called, and the Ruinance Hurricane, but I usually get the Ruinance Hurricane first because I feel like it's a lot better for him. And I'm not really going to get into a full build type of situation because so far every game I've played with him, with or against him, nobody's ever been able to get a full build because the game ends too quickly, they surrender, or just not enough time. But those are the base items I like to go with, and then after that, maybe like a Blade of the Ruined King, getting that attack damage, lifesteal, and attack speed is very well, plus that's slow with the active. And then, I don't know, maybe something more defensive, too, depending on who you're playing against. And then I go with the Berserker Greaves, just get that little attack damage, because he does attack very, very slow for an 80, or for like an 80 carry type of champion. So I try to build a lot of attack speed up. Unfortunately, it doesn't affect the reload, which first game I kind of thought, which kind of fucked me over because I was like, oh sweet, more attack speed equals shorter reloads, but now it doesn't really affect it. But I like to play him rather aggressive, as you can see in this video when I'm going up against a Yasuo. In the beginning it works for me, but then towards the end it doesn't really. But he is an 80 carry after all. He has to sit back, kite, and pull out that ult away, because when you use the ult, you are rendered kind of useless. Well, not really useless, but you're kind of stationary, and you make it a very easy target. I mean, you could always cancel out of it, and the cooldown's reduced, but usually when I use the ult, I get those 4 shots out. I make it very clear that I'm getting the 4 shots out. So be very careful when you're using your ult. Don't use it when you're right next to the team fight. Kind of run away a little bit and then use it. Or use it at the end if your team's winning and you could get the people trying to run away. The combo that I like to do is it's depending on where the champion is. Like, if I throw a flower bomb out and the champion runs over it, I like to stun him with the W and then throw a Q in there and start auto-attacking him. Or the other way around, if you're kind of low on health and you're getting chased, you can still do that flower bomb, but it might not work so well because I think it does take a little bit of time to activate. Usually what I like to do is I throw a Q and then a W to stun them so you can get away, and then if that does it, then you could finish them off or continue to run away, because that stun is very helpful. And another, like, I should have brought this up in the beginning, but his lore is kind of fucked up. Like, this guy, it literally says he's a psychopath. He finds that murder is an art form, which is why he's very mysterious, and you can just tell he's a psychopath, because his dance, his laugh, his taunt, I love it all, by the way. It's fucking awesome. Makes me laugh every time. You'll see that in the beginning of the video. But it just matches his lore. I mean, it straight up fucking says that he's a psychopath. But yeah, that's my first impression on him. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I know it kind of, I lose, but this is the first game as him. Still learning him. Room for improvement. But like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm going to be talking about what's going to be happening down the road. So if you guys don't give a fuck, which I'm hoping you guys will stay. I mean, I do want to talk to my viewers a little bit about what's going to be happening. But yeah, if you guys are going to tune out now, close the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Comment any tips or what you want to see. But yeah, you guys have a great day. And for the people staying, thank you very much for listening to me rant on about this shit. But I just wanted to get this shit out. Kind of running low on time because I'm trying to time this good with the film. But yeah, like I said in my twit. Sorry, it's really early right now, so I'm not very Englishing well. On my Twitter, I posted something. Oh yeah, check that out too, because I made a Twitter for this YouTube channel. Going to be posting shit like updates and whatnot, and pretty soon I'm going to be posting possibly a vlog, thinking about it, maybe once I get a little bit more fan base. But I posted that an apology for not posting anything this weekend. I really wanted to try to get something out for the weekend, but something like a lot of stuff came up. My buddy from the military came back, and I wanted to spend a couple days with him. And then I had to hang out with the family a little bit. We had a kind of a dispute, so but I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, since I did not post anything this weekend, I do plan on getting 3 to 4 videos out this week, including this one. I have a AP Ezreal mid montage, a Katarina montage, which I need another video on or something, and a Morgana montage. Planning to get out for that. Typical clips of plays, kills, some deaths, and of course the music, because you guys seem to comment a lot about you liking the music. Sorry, I'm trying to think. I had a script for this, or I had some notes shit that I wrote down, but oh yeah, in a week or two I'm in line to get a new job, but it shouldn't take up too much of my time, so it shouldn't really affect me posting videos. So I'm hoping that doesn't really affect me putting out content, because like I said in my first video, I do plan on posting a lot of content, trying to get as much videos as I can out, and I could also use your guys' help with that. Message me, comment me, like I said, any like ideas for videos, like challenges you want me to do, free games you want me to check out, anything. I'm open to suggestions, looking to branch out my channel a little bit with different content like this video. But yeah, like I said, the 3 to 4 videos this week. I told you the lineup, and on average I'm thinking either 2 to 3 videos every week, maybe a bonus video if I get a lot of film, because it does depend on if I get film or not. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day.